Hey, everyone. So let me know if you can hear me clearly. So it has been 2 weeks. Well, it's been 2 weeks. So sorry that 2 weeks ago, indeed I was live, okay, but I didn't click the go live button in the live streaming, which means I'm talking to myself for 1 hour and I seen you guys comment say, hey, where's Yik, where's Yik? I was like, what's happening? But I still continue to talk until I realized that when the live is finished, I just realized I didn't go live. Okay, and last week we are celebrating with Cherry, so that's why we paused for 1 week. So we are back. We are back to every Friday night 9 p.m. We're gonna do the YNC Academy live training. So we're happy that you guys are here. Right, so let's do some quick chit chatting when other people try to hop on. So every Friday, I will be here on the YNC Academy YouTube channel. So we have just one target, is actually want to spread more positivity and what's the proper way, okay, of mastering your life. So every one of you guys should know that we only have one, you only live once. Okay, you can say you only live once in this body. Okay, what I mean is, in the next life, okay, whether you believe in about afterlife or not, you may be in another form of creature. Maybe you travel past, okay, into the past. Maybe you are in, like, I don't know, 1,000 years ago, okay, or you are 1,000 in the future, 1,000 years in the future. We never know. But however, right now at this moment, you can only feel it, try it, play with it with your current life. So this is really important. You know, in the ancient times, our main concern is to how we can live longer. Right? You really think that even just 200 years ago, lifespan of a happy human being can be just 40 or 50 years old, because of they do not have enough food, because of there's not enough medical knowledge in terms of how to cure cancer, you know, how to solve a lot of issues. Even a simple flu, okay, can kill you. You do not have clean water in 200 years ago. But however, in the past 200 years, do you know why suddenly our lifespan actually double, and the number of population on Earth rises from like maybe 5 billion, 4 billion to right now nearly 8 billion people. What happening? Okay, the biggest change is, actually it's one biggest change. Human moved from believing in God's existence to not believe in God's existence. They mean they no longer, I mean, not no longer, I just means that they are willing to challenge what used to be God's creation. 200 years ago, which basically before the Industrial Revolution, everyone believed that every single human being, every creature, whatever you see on Earth is created by God. That means we should not challenge about what God is given to us. That means we should not create something that not supposed to create. For example, scientific research. Diseases is created by God. God want to punish us, right? There's a volcano eruption. There's a tsunami. It's all caused by God. Okay, there's something coming here to cure our sin, right? We need to pay back to the universe, right? That's why in the old time, no one want to prevent disaster, no one want to cure diseases. They will just pray. They will go to the temple, they will go to the church and pray that please cure my son, please help my son, instead of go to the hospital. Right? Instead of asking for some scientific research to solve the problem. And right into the Industrial Revolution, everything changed. Okay, we start to use the steam machine, we use petroleum, we have cars, we have we try to go to reach the top of the sky, which is what? The space exploration. Okay, when the United States, when the first astronaut landed on the moon, everything changed. At first we thought, oh, moon is one of the god. Okay, it's one of the god that we should pray to him or pray to her. Okay, we don't know who it is, but there's a moon over there and there's a sun over there. There's a lot of stars. Every star on Earth maybe is one of the god. But we do not want to challenge it. But right after the space exploration, everything become okay. So I start to challenge about God's existence. Okay, so that's why suddenly people start to do a lot of scientific research, whether it's about diseases, about food, about all kind of things. And right now, that's why we can live to like 70 years old, 80 years old, even 100 years old, because of all this advancement in technology. But sure, people sure still believe in God, because there's one of the biggest myth is that, okay, who created the universe? Who created the earth? So that's something we cannot challenge. But however, just because of the shift of everyone believing in the existence of God, and right now we become to a mix of scientific and spiritual. That's why we have what we have right now. But however, there's a big movement, a very, very huge movement. Ask yourself, are you seeing more and more people practicing yoga? Are you seeing more and more people try to think about meditation? People right now, they're doing the practice that those believers are doing in the old time, but they may not believe in the existence of God. They use it just to connect with who? With their body, with the spirit. We start to believe more in ourselves that we do not want more materialistic stuff, which is like money, car, and then all those stuff that we think in our life we should go for it, or we should go for become a millionaire, we should go for traveling around the world, we should go for having the best car or the best watch in the world. And right now we start to slow down. We start to think about, okay, what's the most meaningful things on earth? Your life, friendship, family, right? All these things, because of COVID, you start to rethink about, okay, should I spend so much time working, or I should spend more time with myself alone, so that I really understand what I really, really want. And because of that, a lot of people start to begin their own business, which is like they start their own startup, they create their own software, they start their own blog, they become a YouTuber, they become influencer, they start to do what they really, really love to do. And you're going to see this become a trend. Okay, everyone become a freelancer. There's no more stable job. Okay, you're lucky that you still have a stable job because your company is still really, really strong. But you can see more and more companies right now prefer to hire contract-based employee, which is like freelancer, so that we do not give them like pensions or medical insurance instead of hiring a full-time employee. So this is change in terms of industry. So you need to ask yourself, are you someone who are chasing for a dream, which you're working for yourself, or you're still working for the company, right? So that's a big shift. More people are staying at home right now. For me personally, before I have been an entrepreneur for like maybe 10 years or so. So right in the second years of my university life, I already started my first company. And since then, I never worked for anyone as a full-time job. We are just doing what we want to do. So that's why we have been exploring our life for a pretty long time. And when we start to see more people like you guys, or other people asking that, hey, I want to start my business, all these things. And the biggest hurdle or obstacle they are facing is mindset. You guys are still using the employee mindset, okay, to try to become an entrepreneur. The biggest difference between an entrepreneur and an employee is basically the entrepreneur is an expansion of who you are. You create a business which is the same as who you are. If you are someone who are really, really mean, okay, you are really, really selfish, you don't want to share stuff, your company will be the same. Because they just follow who you are, right? If you're someone who just want cheap stuff, you don't want to go for high quality things, your service will offer really, really cheap stuff. Okay, so that's why your personality, your characteristic will be a reflection, okay, on your business or on the organization you're handling right now. So that's the point. That's the biggest difference. But because when you're an employee, it doesn't matter. Because you're just one out of 1,000 employees in this company. So you will not affect the whole company. But when you are right now, you are in power. So what you're doing will cause a lot of karma. Okay? Don't think about making money is good. When you make money by doing bad stuff, you are creating more and more karma that will reflect back to you in the future. That means you make people are not happy. Right? So back to today's topic. Okay? So I see Sub here, Eddie here, Punky is here. Thank you for coming. So let me start today's training. So before I start, we always do one thing that what we call diaphragmatic breathing. Okay, so one hand on the chest and another hand on stomach. All right, so let's do 3 deep breaths. Okay, so when you do the deep breath, you only expand your stomach. Okay, so breathe in and breathe out. One more time. Breathe in and breathe out. One more time. Breathe in and breathe out. All right. So let me know how you feel. So let me share my screen. Okay. Hey, Justin. So today we have three topics. The first one is generosity. Okay, generosity. The second one is dualism. Okay, and the third one is how to properly read a book. So the first two topics is actually help you to understand how to live your life to its fullness just by following the first two steps. Okay, it's pretty important for today. If you can understand the first two steps, trust me, you can master your life just by remember these two things. Okay, and then the third one is to how to properly read a book. Some of you guys are asking me, hey Yik, how can I read a book faster? Should I read like I don't know 5 books a month, or I can only read just 1 book every 2 months? I'm so slow. What should I do? So I'm going to show you how I do it, and you guys can try to follow. All right. So the first topic, generosity. Okay, write this down on a notebook with the biggest keyword called generosity, or you can say humbleness. I don't know if it's humbleness or being humble. All right. Oh, in Chinese we call it 大方, 大方. And what it means? What I want to say is, when everyone prefer to spend their time with someone who are really, really generous, even though those people who are really, really selfish, they still want to become friends with those generous people. Why? Because think about it. When you go to have lunch or have dinner with someone, and that guy always would take his wallet out and he's okay, this is I will pay for this lunch. I will pay for this dinner. Okay, he doesn't mind, he or she doesn't mind, he pay for everything. He's being generous. For example, this guy always want to do more. Oh, let me do this. Oh, let me organize it. Let me go outside to help you. He always prefer to be the first one to make the big step. That's why the selfish guy see the generous guy. He always want to make friends with that. Right? So this is really important. This is really important. Do you want to stay with someone who always calculate, oh, I'm going to save $1. I want to save this 50 cents because that restaurant is cheaper. Or 4 streets away, that 7-Eleven is cheaper than this 7-Eleven. Let me walk to there. A lot of people, they are trading their time for some tiny discount. For just some tiny discount. Have you seen people queuing up in a restaurant or a cafe or a supermarket just for that 5% off or extra 10% off, but you spend 2 hours or 3 hours queuing up? But do you know that? How much money you should be making per hour? If after you calculate, oh, actually my hourly income is 5 USD. That means you spend 3 hours queuing on outside that restaurant, you spend $15. Time is your only asset. It's not money, it's time. Rich people spend money to buy more time. Poor people trade their time for more money. See the difference. Right? Money is a tool. Rich people, okay, they spend more so that they can make more money. And money is not made by saving. Really important. The rich people, just like Li Ka-shing. Let me know if you guys know Li Ka-shing. Okay, Li Ka-shing, when he tried to make a business deal with someone, he would discuss about the profit sharing, right? Or how much should I take? How much should you take? Li Ka-shing always take 70-30. That means 7-to-3 ratio. And Li Ka-shing just takes the 30%. The other 70%, he will give it to the partner. So he always take the smallest one. But he's the one who work the hardest. Why he do like that? Because of this, he really share more money with that guy and build a trust. Whenever there's new deal, new business opportunity, everyone just go for, hey, Li Ka-shing, let's talk to him. This guy always take the least profit, but he work really hard. Then Li Ka-shing had the bargaining power to pick which business that he should do. Right? Li Ka-shing is one of the first investor of Facebook. Li Ka-shing is one of the first investor of Zoom. You know Zoom? The one that we use for a meeting that everyone is using right now? That's him. Okay, he's willing to invest into a lot of opportunity that he's able to, because those people when they hear about his name, you give the money to him. Wait, I will give the opportunity to you because you're the one who are trustworthy. Right? Spend more money to make more money. You spend more money to build friendship. You spend more money to build business relationship. You buy gifts to your friends, right? You buy a souvenir to your friend. The same things, so that your family member or your friends will remember you, and when sometimes you need help, they will come next to you and offer you the help. Right? And you need to do one thing like this: love everyone, just like how much you love yourself. Love every single human being just like how much you love yourself. We are always being the most generous to ourselves because everyone is selfish, because it's inborn in our monkey mind. In the old time, like 1,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago, when we are just a monkey, we are just what we call ape, we do not have enough money. No, not money, I mean enough food and water. So we need to what? Fight, kill, selfish. I grab it. You need to, just like the dog. Right? Dogs on the street, they fighting with each other, just get a bowl of food. Right? Animal on the wild, they do the same things. They kill, they're being compete with each other to get enough food. The same for human. Our DNA is inborn that we are being selfish. And that's why for us in this life is to learn how to be generous, which is to love each and other human being. Because human being that can survive when we compare with other animals, it's because we have one thing. We have something called culture. What's culture? Culture passing on with books, and words and language, so that we know what is the history have been in the old time. We know what we shouldn't do. That's why education is super important, and we know that only through sharing and loving each others, this can prevent war. We can have more food. Okay, the economy gonna keep going up. So that's why if you're able to love other people just like how much you love yourself, you're gonna get a lot of friends, a lot of relationship, right? And when you try to build relationship with someone, do not use money. Use your heart. Use your heart. That means when you try to hire someone working for you, do not just pay him. If you just pay him, your relationship is just money. Okay? Your relationship is just money. You're trading money and time. But you use heart. Let's say the leader. Okay? Why Alibaba, you know Jack Ma, right? Why Jack Ma in the beginning have 18 people following him even though there's no salary? They work for 1 year, 2 years without any salary, and they are able to work together. They cook together, they sleep together, they eat together, even though there's no money. Dream. Jack Ma have a dream that he said that, follow me, okay? I can guarantee you that in the next few years, we're gonna be the richest guy in China because we are making change. We're trying to make internet available everywhere. Okay, we want to make sure that every single business in China, they can work easily through Alibaba by connecting the business with each other through e-commerce. People believe in a dream, not believe in the money. Right? Just like Elon Musk. You know, Elon Musk, Tesla was in loss. They've been not profitable for like until now. Just last year, they make a tiny piece of profit. How about the past 10 years? But why why those investors still love Elon Musk? Because of the dream of changing the world with electronic battery, okay, with electronic car. So that's the things. Do not use money, use dream. How you can trade dream and inspire people to follow you, right? So that's the main concept. And number five, the more you share, the more you make. Okay, the more you share, the more you make. From a small company, you own 100% of the share. That means you own 100% of the profits. And then when you scale up, what happened? You partnership. Okay, you partner with your friend, your brother, your sister, even your wife to start another business. So which one make more money? Partnership make more money, it's bigger, right? And then you start hiring people. You share your profits as a bonus to your team, right? It becomes bigger, but your share becomes smaller, right? But actually you make more. Okay, monetarily you make more, but the percentage is smaller. And how about the public traded company? Just like Huawei. Huawei, the owner, the CEO of Huawei, own less than 1% of the total share of the company. The 99.8% of the share is shared with his employee. But look at it right now. One of the biggest phone company, 5G company on earth. So that's the thing. The bigger the company, the smaller the individual share, and actually make even more money. So that's the concept. If you want, I want 100% of my money, good luck. You will be poor because you are so selfish. Poor people is selfish. Rich people are generous. Look at Warren Buffett. Look at Bill Gates. Look at all those rich people. Why they all have a foundation and they give away a lot of money. They donate money to a lot of charity. They help to save life because they build what? They build karma. They build reputation. At the same time, they do not need a lot of money. That's a calculation. Okay, that's a research that actually, as a human being, you do not need that much of money. There's no point for you to have more money than what you really need. God or universe give you the money because he think that you can handle money better than other people. He wants you to make good use of the money to change life. That's why you can make more money. Every businessman or every rich guy, they have a lot of money, is because of one thing. What they are doing is providing value. And they trade value for money. So that's why doing good things, in return, you will have a better life. Okay, so that's what we call generosity. Right? So that's the main things. Remember that share more, then you can get more. You give, people will take. All right? So, second topic, dualism. Dualism. Dualism is something really Buddhism, Taoist, because it's talk about when there's right, there will be wrong. When there's beautiful, there will be ugly, right? There's always two things, the left and right, because without the left, there will be no right, right? If there's no happy, there will be no sadness. Okay? If there's no rich, there will be no poor. It's always like about comparison. So what I want to imply today is, in your life, you need to know, we don't want you to compare. Okay? We want you to unite. 来什么就体验什么. It's not like, oh, I'm so poor. Have you guys seen a story or some short video that this guy is having a Ferrari and he's looking at the sky of someone who have airplane, have a private jet. And that private jet guy, actually he wants someone who can go to space, right? This is the movie of people, I have a bicycle, oh, I want to have that car. People have the car, he want to have a Ferrari. People have a Ferrari, I want a private jet. Everything just keep going up. Okay? And maybe they're another, oh, I just want to walk because I have a broken leg. And that guy, I'm blind, I cannot see anything. That guy's in the hospital, that I cannot move at all. See, there's always comparison in different level of life. Why don't you try to compare people that's in the developing country? How about people in Africa? How about people in a poor country that earn less than $1 per day? But why you are comparing with people in, I don't know, in the US, in the New York, in Dubai, that's making like, I don't know, $10,000 per day? So you want to be that guy? Because you're comparing with that guy? Or why don't you compare with the poor people? See, that's the dilemma. That's the dilemma. Desire originated from comparison. No expectation, okay? No hurt feelings. So that's why when you're united, that means, oh, I'm just the same as people that do not have money. I'm just the same as people that have money. Because in each and every level, they have their own problems. People who are too rich will be really afraid about their own life security, which means maybe they will die. They've been too famous. Or they don't know how to spend their money. Money laundering. Need to pay a lot of tax. There are too many people around them. They make friends with them because they have a lot of money. People who are poor, they do not have food. Okay, they cannot buy clean water. They really need to work really hard to just get a bread, a lunch, a dinner. And people in the middle, yeah, they have this and that, but they always what? They're the middle class. The middle class pay a lot of tax. You see, different level have different problems. So you do not need to compare. You just need to enjoy your current life. That's the meaning of you need to get out of dualism. Right? So that's why what you need to do is just one thing: contentment. When you're being content about what you have right now, you're good. Just me. I like wearing white t-shirt. Why I need to wear those, I don't know, t-shirt with a logo. Okay, with those brand name there. Why I need it? It's just the same piece of t-shirt. Some people like to wear it to reflect it. that they have money. Some people just being really standard, being ordinary. Just look at those rich people. Okay, look at Elon Musk. Okay, look at Mark Zuckerberg. Look at Jack Ma. Look at Warren Buffett. See what they're wearing. They're just wearing t-shirt. They just wear their polo shirt. They're not even driving a very expensive car. But even look at the artist, one of the richest artists. They're the same. Why do you suddenly change like that? But why the poor always want to make more money? See, can you get that feeling? Right? So, along your way, along your journey, just feel it, experience it. Okay? Because it's not the destiny is important. It's actually the progress about you enjoying your every single moment of life. That's how you make progress. Not like, I want $1 million, $1 million. No, you don't need $1 million, right? But instead, how you work really hard, the journey to reach that $1 million, you become a better person. You understand the meaning of life. You know how to take good care of your family. You know how to balance your life, health, wealth, family, all these things. You find a balance and you found that, oh my God, actually I don't need that much money. I have a beautiful wife. I have a beautiful kid, right? And I have a healthy parents. So that's the thing, right? Embrace the change. Embrace the change. The same things can be good and can be bad. Good news, it means the news is what you want to hear. That's why it's a good news. A piece of bad news is you hate it. You don't want it to happen to you. That's why it's a bad news. Just like, I don't know how many of you guys are invested in stock market or in cryptocurrency. Okay, maybe last few days, the stock market crashed. The cryptocurrency crashed. It can be a bad news to someone. I don't want it to crash. I just lost like 20% of the money, right? But for another group of people, the investor may think, oh my God, perfect. That's a discounted price. I should buy more. Become an opportunity. The same thing happening to anyone. There's always 2, 3, even 100, thousands of opinion. Just like here, 6, 7 people look at me. There will be 6, 7 people, 7 versions of Yik talking here. So you know, okay, is it good news or bad news? It all determined by you. That's the difference between rich and the poor, the positive and the negative. The positive, the rich, they always look at opportunity. They will find the solution in every problem. The poor or the negative, they will just look at the problem. They keep whining about the problem and they stop taking action and see which one you want to be. Right? So embrace everything happening around you, okay, and live your life to its fullness and experience it and feel every single moment of your life. That's what we want you to do. That's what we call you escape out of the dualism. Right? So, this is the point. This is the point. You just need to experience it. Whether it's poor, feel about how poor people it is. When you feel enough of it, suddenly your life will change. You move to another stage. You become the parents. When you become the parents, you become what? You become a grandparents. When you become grandparents, you enjoy the life of elderly. Right? Every single year, there's some change. Spring, autumn, summer, all these things is happening around you. Are you able to aware of the change and then live into it, or you just keep it living in your mind? Some people, they do the same thing for 20 years. They have no idea what they have done. Some people travel around the world. They do everything. They experience life to its fullness. Every single day, they meet a new friend. They do something new. That's why 1 year in their hand can feel like 30 years. But for other people, 10 years can be just like 10 minutes of their life. That's what we call you only live once. All right? Okay? So, now, let's go to becoming more practical about how to read a book. How many of you guys are reading a book? That means you have a habit of reading a book, or you just have picked up a book and you start reading. Yes. Right? For me, for the past, I would say like for the past 2 to 3 weeks, I stopped reading books. Yeah, I stopped reading books. If you see that in the bookshelf here, all of these are books. I have 7 bookshelves in my home. All are books. I think we have like 400 to 500 books in my room. I really love to learn. Okay, but however, when I realized that the more book you read, it's not enough. Because when I read enough book, I found that the same topic repeat again and again and again. Then what's the point of reading too many books, but they just talk about the same concept, right? Or I already reached a level that I understand a lot of concept already. So when I read new book, it no longer surprise me or excite me. So that's why today I want to share my point of view in terms of reading a book, right? So remember that to read a book is not aim for speed. There's no speed reading. People, okay, speed reading or how to read a book really, really fast, I would say just like a get rich quick scam. Get rich quick scam. Oh, I want to go join a course to read a book really, really fast. And then you when you go inside, you say, oh my God, the concept of reading that book, it seems just to finish reading a book instead of utilizing the knowledge from the book. The longest distance on earth is not how you walk from here to Egypt or to the North Pole. The longest distance on earth is actually from your head to your toe, which means are you able to use the knowledge from your mind and then to your body? That's the most hardest thing on earth. People keep reading, but they're not executing. So what's the point? Some people, they just read one sentence and that sentence changed their life. Maybe someone tell them, you should drink more water. That's it, just one sentence. And then this guy become more healthy and healthy every single day because he believed that drinking water is so important. That's why he start drinking water. Right? Just one sentence from one book can change your life, not the whole book. Right? So remember that to read a book is to use the knowledge. So that's why whenever you start reading a book, on the right-hand side corner, write down, how can I use this book? Just write this keyword down here. Whenever you read a book, put a bookmark. How can I use this book? How can I use this book? Then your mind will start to looking at topics, points that I can execute. And instantly, today, when I read a book, okay, this book is about how can I build a good relationship with my wife or with my husband. And you basically that how should I use this book, right? Then you see that point said that I should kiss my spouse every single day because one kiss per day can reduce the divorce rate by 50%. Oh my God, you should do it every single day right now. Just kiss your wife for 1 second per day. You reduce the divorce rate. You build a stronger relationship. Yes, that's a research like that. You can go ahead and Google it. Why one kiss a day can keep the divorce rate so low? Go ahead. Execution, right? Easy to do, right? Just that sentence can save your marriage, right? That's the case. That's the thing, right? So that's why today I'm going to show you the 4 steps of how to read the book really, really fast. Okay, not really, really fast, instead of how to read a book effectively. Okay, not efficiently, it's effectively. All right? So the first step, focus. Focus. And focus, there's actually 2 parts. The first part of focus is you only read the book that's important right now. You only choose and pick the book that's important to you right now. For example, right now you have an argument, okay, with your kid. You don't know how to take good care of a kid. Okay, you don't know how to talk to them. Go ahead, read some family book, the book that teach you how to educate your kid, how to build a relationship with your kid. Trust me, that will be important. Your mind need that help. Go ahead and use it. For example, let's say Kobe Bryant. Okay, you know Kobe Bryant always hurt his pinky finger, right, when he's playing basketball, right? You know what he does? He goes outside, he read every single book about physiology, about medical things, about how to fix a bone. And he also watch all the video courses. He even make friends with doctor about how to fix the pinky. Then he become an expert. Then this pinky no longer affect his performance on the court. See, when you need it, you will find a book and you will use it. A lot of people, you know what? I have seen people like when they're like 20 years old or 25 years old, they do not have enough money, and they start reading those books about stock market, about investment. I was like, okay, good. I'm happy that you start reading those books, but how much money you really have to invest it? Say, no, I do not have money to invest. I do not have an account, but I just want to read it. Okay, go ahead and read it. Because I can guarantee you that 1 year ago you will forget everything. Because you're not executing it. Some people, they're reading like, I don't know, book on some crazy stuff like how to learn Spanish. I was like, okay, go ahead and read Spanish. They just that I'm interested in Spanish, but I do not have plan to use it. Why you do like that? Okay, so that's why pick a book you're only interested to you right now and useful. And then when you are reading the book, please put away your phone, turn off everything. I prefer you guys go to a place, maybe a room, close the door, everything's just close it, no one can disturb you, and then finish it, the book. No phone, maybe just a clock that you know how long you have read a book. For me, I would set a timer, 30-minute timer, and then would go to that corner and then start reading the book. And then only when that timer beep 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 beep, then I will stop. That's how about staying in focus. Right? So second things, set a deadline. Or we can say set a target. Write down today how many pages I should finish. Write down how many books I should finish today. Write down how many minutes I should spend on reading it. And then execute it. Our mind always work with target. Without target, you cannot achieve anything. There's a research that when they in a sales team, they talk to the people, hey, the target of this month is to hit $1 million in sales. Versus a team that, hey, this month we have no target. Just do whatever you like. Which one can get a better performance? Sure, the one with the target. They want to push the limit. The same for you guys. If you cannot finish 30 minutes, do not sleep. If you cannot finish like 30% of the book, do not sleep. That's the threshold you need to push. Right? And number three, after you finish reading it, take out a notebook and start sharing your feeling and sharing the important points. Read a book like you are going to teach to someone. Read a book like that you are the teacher reading a reference book that you need to prepare a PowerPoint to present it to your friends or to your family or to your kid. In that way, your mind, when you're reading a book, instead of just reading it, you are what? You are researching. Okay, you are getting important data from the book so that you can use it to become a presentation. That's why once you finish it, start jotting down your notes. Start writing your feeling about it. That's how you can memorize it. Right? And step four. When you finish the book, please use it and execute it. Write down a decision. Okay, write down a decision. Write it down like, okay, when you finish a book about how to read a book really, really fast, let's say. Okay, you need to write down, okay, that means I need to try to take a book and read it really, really fast using the knowledge that taught in this book. Instantly, just use it, test it out, see if it works or not. Maybe there's some tricks that really, really work. For example, right now what I'm doing is, when I finish a book, I will at least write down 3 to do. 3 to do. No need too much. Let's say a book of this thick. It can have, depends on how aggressive you are. Some people can find 300 points that they need to jot down on the notebook. Some people can only just find 1 point that need to jot down on the notebook. But different people will have different feeling when reading the same book. Okay? For me, I will just pick the 3 most important things that I need to execute. No need to be too much, just 3 things. Because read 1 book, do 3 things, change your life already. Just like I read a book about nutrition. And in this nutrition book, it teach me 1 thing. Oh, drink more water. Okay, I know that. I need to drink more water. Done. It's easy to achieve. The second point, eat less sugar. Done. Eat less sugar. Because sugar is one of the biggest killer right now that cause and lead to diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. Is all because of sugar. It's not fat, it's actually sugar. So I need to reduce the intake of sugar. Then the third thing, reduce the intake of salt. Right? Salt used to be very, very rare. Because salt can be found either in the mine or on the sea. That means along the beach. Because people who live inland, they do not have enough salt. That's why they have the problem with the thyroid. But right now, when we love salty food, we always love salty food, especially for those elderly. Because our tongue try to reduce the sensitivity. When we try to eat the food, we taste, if you feel like tasteless. That's why people add a lot of salt, a lot of spices to taste better. Like my dad, every Sunday I go back home for dinner. My dad usually cook really, really salty or have a lot of spice seasoning, because he himself cannot taste it. I mean, not cannot taste it, but he tastes it, need to have a lot of salt. So that's why salt, sugar, and lack of water is the three biggest killer in terms of causing you to have a very, very poor health. Enough. Easy to execute, right? Or reduce sugar intake, reduce salt intake, drink more water. This can become a life-changing decision already, just by reading a book. That book can talk about a lot of fats, a lot of, I don't know, eat more eat less cookies, a lot of very tiny things. But the main theory is less sugar, less salt, and more water. So that's the things you guys have to think about. The three decisions. Right? 熟能生巧，只要你看得多，自然就会看得快。The more you do it, okay, the faster you can finish it. Everyone was a beginner. When you're first driving the car, you drive really, really slow. But when you are like 10 years in experience of driving a car, you drive really, really fast, right? You're first one playing basketball. Okay, you're the first week of playing basketball. You don't even how to handle the ball. But after 2 months, 3 months, you become the expert, right? So that's the case. That's the case. So the same thing about reading a book. The more books you read, the faster you read, the faster you can find the important points in the book, right? Just like a story about archery and someone who sells oils. Okay, the archery can keep saying that, hey, look at me. 99 out of 100 arrow, okay, I can hit the target. And he's trying to being so happy that trying to compare himself to someone who have never played in archery. Right? And then just like people who are I don't know, cooking. You know, the people who can chop things really, really fast. He can do it for sure. He has been trained for years of just chopping the cucumber. How about you? Right? So do not need to compare with other people if you're in different field. Right? So that's why the most important knowledge of wisdom of life is not the wisdom. It's actually how you can use the wisdom, okay, the wisdom of using the wisdom. Without execution, without action, there will be no result. Without result, there will be no change in your life. People say, oh, let me meditate. I can get a lot of stuff. I can meditate. I need more money. I need more money. Versus someone that really go outside and take action, execute the knowledge. Who can get a result? People who executing it. So that's why think less, do more. All right, so that's our target. Use 20% of the time, just think about how to do it. Then 80% of the time, execute it. And that's the best way, the quickest ways to master reading a book or any skills. All right, so that's it. That's it for today's topic. Okay, for today's topic. So we want you to become more and more generous. Okay, more generous. You need to know that money is just a tool. You need to treat people better. Treat everyone just like how much you love yourself. Share the thing you want to other people. We call it stay hungry and stay foolish. Why? Because when you stay hungry, you have the motivation to work harder. Because this is the hormone, the urge. When you stay foolish, you become humble. You will never get satisfied with more knowledge. That's why you can always keep going up, right? That's why you become generous as well. Then the second thing is what? You need to experience your life instead of trying to compare with other people, because everything can be a good news. Depends on how you think about it, right? And the third thing, when you try to read a book, it's not about how to finish a book. It's to how you can find the important point in a book that you can use it and start changing your life. One book can be 30, 40, even 50 years of experience of someone. He created this book using 50 years of his life experience, and then you just spend like 2 hours reading it. So, do you think it's enough? Or you should spend 2 hours reading it and then spend your whole life, next 10, 20 years applying the knowledge? Because if he can write a book, he's someone that you should learn from. Because you cannot write a book yet. but he can, and it's a bestseller. Millions of people is reading it. So who's the expert? Every single word in this book, right? So that's the target. That's the target. All right, with a purpose and fulfillment. Okay, so any question asked? So I saw just 3 likes in this video. Please give me a thumbs up in this video. Okay, and if you're new to here, please click the subscribe button. And I highly recommend you guys go to this channel and then watch one of the oldest video. That is really important to you guys. I don't know how many of you guys joined late in our training live, or you are the first one. Like Eddie has been watching my live since the beginning. So we want you to watch it from the very beginning, because those topic is really important. Usually I don't want to repeat the topic because some of the students may not want to read it or watch it again. But for you guys, please spend this weekend and read it and watch it. Okay. So for example here, you just go to video, and then go here. You can see something called sort by. Click sort by oldest, date oldest. Then these are the things I want you to watch. Okay, these are the things I want you to watch. Okay, or you can actually sort by maybe popularity, most popular. Okay, these are the things that are pretty important that people keep watching again and again. Like who is God? Why there's 3 cells in our body? Or what is fear? How can you conquer fear? And why haven't you achieved your dream? And what's pleasure? What's joy? Well, there's 6 ways to do meditation. So these are the things that's important to you guys. All right. And today we have a movie that you guys need to watch. Will Ferrell fiction. Stranger Than Fiction. I want you to watch this movie. I want to watch this movie. Okay, so it's by Will Ferrell. It has a super high rating on IMDb. Actually, it's for 7.5. It's pretty high. The reason for that is this book will tell you your meaning of life. Okay, this book will tell you your meaning of life, our destiny, and how you can face your destiny. Okay, so go ahead and find it. It's on Netflix. I think it's also widely available around the web. You just need to search for the name. You're gonna find it. All right. So thank you everyone for coming, and have a happy weekend. And see you guys next Friday. All right. So good luck and happy Mother's Day. For those people for all of every month. All right. And see you guys next Friday. Bye bye.